The last few Pokemon games have done a terrible job with implementing an immersive experience for the player. While being able to make sandwiches in Barcelona, New Mexico is a neat idea, I'd rather just play catch with my Snom, if you get what I'm saying. But where did the idea to immerse us trainers in bonding with our Pokemon begin? Well, in 1999... Just kidding, I'm not gonna go that far back. Previously, the main way to bond with your team was through events in the games, like being able to play dress up or raising your Feebas's beauty stat. These were all gimmicks added to increase playtime, but never became integral or anything more than a minigame. Until... In October 12, 2013, Game Freak released the 6th iteration of the main Pokemon franchise, dubbed X and Y. Not only that, but they also introduced gimmicks that I'm surprised took 18 years to implement, like Super Training or Wonder Trades. Before all this, you had to buy vitamins and trade using the now defunct GTS on the DS, if anyone remembers that being a thing. But today, I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Amie, a feature that was like a more modernized Tamagotchi. It becomes accessible the moment you pick your starter, and opening it up... Keep in mind there is close to no footage of Pokemon Amie that isn't recorded on a capture card, so for this video I'm emulating a ROM hack of Pokemon Y. If you want to use any of this gameplay for a future video, I'll have a playlist set up that is free for use in the description below. Opening it up, this is very generic looking. Touching the top left screen lets us look at the stash of puffs. And touching the top right screen lets us look through the 3 minigames this feature comes with. Just to get this out of the way, here's my short analysis on the Berry Picker, Headed, and Tile Puzzle minigames. Berry Picker has you drag various berries to your Pokemon. It starts off with just one Pokemon, but as time progresses, more Pokemon appear and start wanting berries, which makes it very hectic. There's also a scoreboard in case you're into that kind of thing. The music is pretty good, and in the higher difficulties the game is more puzzling since they throw in some berries that look slightly similar. Overall, I give this 4 popcorns out of 5. In the Headed minigame, it's raining yarn balls. You have to tap your Pokemon when their head is about to make contact with these yarn balls. Timing is very important in this minigame, so if you want the 5 stars, you gotta hit the balls pretty well. But most of the time, it either gets too hectic and I miss all my shots, or the emulator just crashes. 2 out of 5 popcorns. It counts as a game, so I'll give it a pass. Tile puzzle is an actual puzzle. You have a perfect puzzle here, and oh lord, it's getting shuffled.
Good.
This one is neat because the picture itself is in a constant state of motion, so it gets even more complicated trying to connect the pieces together. A great strategy is to get started with the corners and work on the frame. After that, it should be easy. I'm giving this one 4 out of 5 turd nuggets, yet again. And overall, not a bad selection of minigames. I mentioned at some point that you get stars for how well you do in each game, and the more stars you get, the more higher quality puffs you get in return. Poke Puffs, or Puffs if you respect yourself, are these pastries that come in 5 different flavors. However, the flavors are more so taste than flavors. I don't know about you, but I never drank an orange juice and said out loud, "This is citrus flavored." They also come in categories of basic, frosted, fancy, and deluxe, which can be denoted by the various toppings on the top of them. They also look really good, but I feel that they would be very moist if they were in real life. Feeding my Charmeleon makes him jump for joy. Look at him, I haven't seen him this excited since graduation. And once you touch your Pokemon, you've experienced everything there is in Pokemon Amie. Except for decorations. Yes, once you leave the safe space, you will unlock some backgrounds and... decorations.
Oh, thank God.
I never really paid attention to this feature because once you've unlocked like 10 decorations, you basically have them all. Did I mention that using this feature plays an important effect in battle? I wouldn't say it's important or anything, but it can definitely make this easy game become even more easier. For example, maxing out your friendship could get you out of paralysis, sleep, confusion, you name it. Your odds of healing itself are increased, and there's even a chance your partner can endure a hit that would typically send them to the grave. They also get a boost in EXP. Not that it's needed though. This is a baby game. For babies. In retrospect, this feature really goes unappreciated. I've never seen people talk about Pokemon Amie outside of the typical memes and this gem. And it's been improved upon with each generation. Sun and Moon added more backgrounds and lets you take care of your Pokemon based on weather or conditions. And let's not forget the Pokepelago. It's the best idle tycoon that Game Freak unintentionally made. And then Sword and Shield ruined it all with this. And Scarlet and Violet are any better. I mean seriously, making sandwiches? And not only that, but if you want buffs, you have to use certain ingredients. What kid is going to understand this shit? Gordon Jr.? And the idea of camping was neat and making chili. Oh wow, what a nice reference to making poffins. But I don't really understand what the point of camping was. I mean, you just pitch a tent. It can't be that hard. And then you play catch. And that's it. To throw away what was good for complete trash is exactly what I expect from Game Freak. I'll always hold Pokemon Amie in the back of my head as a part of my childhood. I remember playing with my partners on car rides and practically anywhere else, really. There was something neat about being able to take care of my team, and in a sense, I feel like nothing could replicate that sense of childlike wonder. You know, being able to be immersed in a kid's game and forget about the time. Like, I remember laying in bed at 4 in the morning just trying to get my Delphox to level 100. And don't even get me started on Wonder Trades. That shit was my childhood and it worked like clockwork. And it was so exciting being able to see other people's Pokemon and the stories that might carry along with them. Because some people literally had their Pokemon since like Diamond and Pearl. Like, that shit is cool, you know? Even though for the most part all I ever got was just like starters or shit that someone found in Route 17. And I feel like most people only see the negatives of this generation in retrospect rather than what the game did good at back then. Did it have the best story? God no. But no one plays Pokemon for the story anyways. Is it too handholdy? Oh, without a doubt, and started a trend for every game afterwards to never let you play the game. Scarlet and Violet is like the biggest victim of this shit, letting you not be able to just explore the world for like 2 hours of the game. Is it underwhelming? Compared to the last generation? Yeah. But to be fair, Black and White 2 ended the DS era on a high note. To some extent, I don't see anything after Black and White 2 reaching a higher peak than that. But what did I think X and Y did well in? I think they created a gimmick that a majority of people wish came back and are still asking for. They created an easier way to min-max your stats. They allowed you to wear different outfits instead of just wearing the same shit you wore 5 days ago. It also gave us Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which is like the best remake we had since Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It did a lot of things well. And with that being said, I think you should absolutely give this generation a go. I know 3DSs are hard to come by since most of them are broken. Even if you don't have one, just emulate them if you can. And if you do emulate them, I highly recommend the ROM hack Eternal X and Wilting Y. These ROM hacks allow you to catch every Pokemon, they increase the difficulty, and even do neat things like changing weaker Pokemon stats to make them more viable, or even changing a Pokemon's type, like changing Flygon to a Bug Dragon or Superior into a Grass Dragon. Just play this game, dog! I'm Migbra, and thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Unforgivable.
Hit the sub button.